keep the box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to continue with the working class copper Boolean bars, the second batch, which is going to be a massive batch. Should be around 140 pounds worth of bars. But, you know, these bars that have been in here, I'll show you, these must have been really impure. Like really impure. Because these have been running for 3 weeks. Normally, under normal circumstances, it takes about 2 weeks. But if they're super impure, it takes even longer. You can see that one's done. That one's done. This one's done. But this one still has a bunch left on it. But it doesn't matter at this point. It's been 3 weeks. I want to harvest. And I'm taking those out. And we're going to put 4 new ones in and just get this going on its merry way. Because all of that will be melted down later. But the thing is, you know, before, when I was doing this, I had an old kitchen floor that I didn't care about. And I was splashing copper sulfate all over it in the countertop. I really, I don't want to screw up my new floor, so I gotta be careful now. But yeah, I've been out here getting busy, man. Got my floor in, window trimmed out, got baseboard in, got a finished baseboard today. And then, yeah, once all of this is painted and done, I'm gonna start attacking all this. And then build something that looks like that and put it over here with a little countertop, put a new stove, new heating system, and I'm done with this unit. I am done. Because the plan is the tenant below me, his lease is up in December, and I want to move down and rent out this unit. So I'll be able to move down to a much bigger unit that has direct basement access right from the kitchen. So I can put this down in the basement where it belongs, not in my living room. There's freaking copper sulfate all over my entertainment center. But what can you do? You know what I mean? Alright, so I think we're gonna just try to do this and keep it on the countertops. I really do not want a chance screwing up my floor, because all of this is getting ripped out. Holy smokes. Look at the size of that pile. That is insane. No wonder it took so long. God. Oh, there's a bit of copper down there too that we need to get out. Yikes. Dude, those bars were very impure. That is insane. Dude, check out like the crystal structure in there. That's mental. Yeah, dude, look at that. That's nuts. Dude, it looks like grape Gatorade. That is dirty. That's what it should look like. Yikes. I guess those bars were really impure. And I figured out why I was having the shorting issues, because I was leaving the copper bits at the bottom. You know, every time I just let them pull up in the corner. But I think when I was adding the fluid in, it would disperse it across the bottom. And the copper bits started to embed themselves in the plastic. And then when I was running it, I was getting copper growing across the plastic bucket somehow. Like this very thin line, and I was getting a short circuit. So I had to reach in there and break that circuit with a screwdriver or something to keep it going. So I had to scrub the bottom with a sponge to get that all off. And I just dumped the copper dust in here with the wires from the positive side. This will all get remelted into another bar and then processed again later. You know, the first batch right, I did throw some Bare Bright wire in because, right, I was going through negative terminals in the beginning because I couldn't get, I was just getting a buildup. So I couldn't get you can't get all the crystal off the wire. So I would cut the wire and the crystal and threw it in and, melted it with the bars, which they were tested and they came out as 3/9 pure. Bare Bright is pure, but for me, I don't want a chance getting a rogue piece of wire or something that has some impurities in it. So now that I've got this running, I've got everything dialed. I don't have to change the negative terminal anymore. I can keep using the same wire over and over and over and over again, just breaking the crystals off. So the second batch, I want the bars to be made out of nothing but this. No pieces of wire, no nothing. Just copper crystal. And then there'll be no doubt in my mind at all that they are 3/9 fine. Alright, so the first one is almost done. I've been through 7 filters. It was extremely dirty. Second one is right here, ready to go. Dude, look at the copper growing on the plastic bucket itself. That is insane. So these really did need a good scrub with a sponge. It looks like there's actually copper bits growing out of the muck down there, which is I've never seen that. Yeah, those are growing out of the muck. They're stuck on there. That's crazy. So I definitely was having some shorting issues. I'm gonna bring this outside and just blast this all out with a hose. Trying to keep the metal bits in there, obviously, but the muck, I washed the muck and the copper sulfate onto a couple of really bad weed areas out in my yard. Does a pretty good job of killing them, but some of it came back, so I'm gonna go give it another blast. Alright, and there's all the copper bits, and you can see it's all embedded in the plastic. So I'm going to scoop all that copper out, put it in there, and scrub this down. Alright, well, we got them all cleaned out, set back up. They should be good to go for at least another 2 weeks. Got the water distilling happening, so to keep on top of that as well. And beyond that, I was trying to work on some of the problems that I was having with the first run, which I had slight inconsistency in bar weight because I was eyeballing it, and I was going through a lot of gas. So I started looking, and it looks like you need to size the crucible and the forge according to what you're trying to do. I look for a cheap electric one, but even a cheap like Chinese electric forge is like $300. You want a good one, they're like $500-600. So I want to try to use the same forge they already have. So I got fire bricks, big beefy fire bricks that I'm going to lay down at the bottom, hopefully to choke off some area inside the forge, make it smaller, raise the crucible up higher into the flame. And I got a few different crucibles here. I wasn't sure which one's going to be the correct size, so I took, obviously this bar fits right in here, right? But when this bar is in crystal form, it's a lot bigger, so it has to melt down into that. So I took 1.6 pounds of copper crystal and stuck it in here, and it was almost full to the top. So that's perfect. So by the time it melts, it'll go down and we're good. This is a lot less mass that I have to get hot and keep hot, so it should be quicker. I should be going through less gas, and I'll be able to weigh the crystal in and weigh in the appropriate amount of borax, for each one, which I'm going to look up. I'm sure there's some sort of mathematical formula for how much borax to use for the amount of copper that we're using. So I want to try to figure that out. That way It's the perfect amount, and then everything gets poured out, everything, and then we start from scratch all over again. Next bar, weigh it in, borax, melt, pour. And I'm hoping that will fix the gas issue, and having all of the bars weigh the exact same so that I can stamp the weight on the side of the bar, plus, you know, all the other regular stamps, plus maybe the weight stamped on the side. I think will be really cool. So another problem that I was having was drilling the bars, actually. So I found these hard metal drill bits that are cobalt for a drill, and these things, they drill a hole through copper like butter. So I've got all those drilled out, ready to go. These things are running non-stop to the point where the fan motor in this one, the ball bearings went. So I got 2 fans for like $8 or something. I replaced that fan in there. Got an extra for that one if this one blows. But yeah, these things never shut off. They're trucking along. The first batch of bars was 48 pounds. We have 40 pounds of crystal already. Well, like 37 pounds. Nothing but copper crystal. That's crazy. And I don't know, I kind of want to see this full right to the brim. It's a bucket list item of mine, I guess. I think that'll be a sight to be seen. A 5-gallon bucket completely chock full of copper crystal will be pretty cool. But yeah, some of you, I know there's a growing email list. A lot of people are interested. And you might say, well, why don't you get started? Because I'm on a time crunch right now. So the apartment below me, you know, if I can move down into that apartment, I'm gonna have direct basement access right through my kitchen, and I'll be able to set all this up in the basement instead of my living room, which would be ideal. It really would. And I also had a buddy reach out to me about a week ago. We used to work together. We used to work the same job. I used to pick him up. You know what I mean? Made the same money. And he kind of went to Arizona, then Texas, put himself in all kinds of debt. He was calling me to see what was up. And I'm like, well, if you want to come back, you know, I am sitting in a 3-family house, so like I never thought I'd be in a situation where I could help someone else out, but I am. So I think if I can help someone else out, I should, especially a like-minded individual. So that is the plan. He wants to come back to Mass, but he has to go through a process and try to get his license back and all of that. So the apartment downstairs, the lease expires in December. So I'm hoping to be moving down there by January, February, the latest. He's moving up here October, November. So he's going to be here before that apartment opens up. So this is the only room I have to put him. So I really need to focus on getting all of this done and out of here, and all of this done and out of here. Because remodeling this unit with 2 people living here is impossible. You know, remodeling this unit while I'm by myself, obviously I have to do stuff like this, you know. But I'm just cranking along full speed in here. This is the last room I have to do in this unit. Every other single room has been done. And if you guys don't know what this place used to look like, for anyone that has not seen the other videos that I've made, I'm gonna insert a little clip of what this entire apartment used to look like right here.
Making that stuff till you hearing that sound. Making that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Yikes. Sometimes I forget what this place used to look like. I knew it was gross. I mean, it was nasty. Very nasty. But now it's becoming the nicest apartment in the whole building. You know, slowly I've been just picking off one room at a time. And for whatever reason, this room looks bigger after it's been fixed for whatever reason. Yeah, just slowly. You know, in my spare time. One room at a time. And literally, this is the last big project right here. This is the last big one. I need to finish this. Put in the new heating system, which is like an hour. New stove that's already sitting out in the shed. Cabinet there, finished painting, and I'm done. This unit will be ready for rent. And then I can move down to a much bigger unit, start all over again. Fix that one, rent that one, and then move over into the biggest apartment and do that one. And eventually, once this whole place is done and all rented out, I don't want to stop here. I want to go get another 3-family house. But I want to get this one in tip-top shape first. And like I say, if I have my buddy, which I figure this is a perfect opportunity for him and for me. He's a like-minded individual. He's on the same team, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'll be able to help him get back on his feet, get his license, start making some money. And yeah, I'm gonna have another income coming in so that I can finish downstairs even faster. And then we can both move to the 3-bedroom and finish that one. And I told him, who knows? Maybe we can go halves on the next multifamily or whatever. You know what I mean? We'll see where it goes. So, yeah, I am working on the next batch of bars. I'm just kind of working on one step. And as soon as I have all this finished, and there's nothing else to do up here, then I will jump back. And I'm hoping by the time I finish all of this, we should have, I don't know, 60, 70 pounds worth of copper ready to go. And that will be enough, I would say, to start making the next batch. So, we are working on it every single day. I'm distilling water, going in there, and making sure everything's running smooth, so. Just feel like I'd make an update video for anybody who's interested, and I'll try to push out another one at some point whenever I feel the need. But yeah, anyways, keep an eye out. Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. See you later.